Greetings and welcome. It's been a couple weeks since I've made a video, so I hope everyone is doing well. I have one new purchase to show today, along with some odds and ends. First off, I'm really happy that Scott Rolen was elected to the Hall of Fame. As you know, I'm a Cardinals fan, and Scott Rolen was and is one of my all-time favorite Cardinals. I was a fan of his with Philadelphia, and I was pretty ecstatic when I heard the news that the Cardinals traded for him. I remember it was the summer of my sophomore year, and they traded Placido Polanco, Mike Timlin, and Bud Smith for Rolen. And it's just funny how you some trades stick with you. I won't share a ton of his career. By now, I think most people have already put their opinions on YouTube of the Hall. But something I haven't heard, and it's kind of a fun fact, so I wanted to share it, was that Rolen made his debut against the Cardinals, and his last game was against the Cardinals. So I think that's kind of cool. I don't have a ton of Rolen. He was a Cardinal while I was in high school and college, and I just wasn't doing a lot of collecting then. I did get this a little bit ago, a couple years ago. The Rolen Rookie 95 Bowman's Best Blue. I went to a show in my town, and one of the dealers had a bunch of slabs that they were just getting rid of. And I asked him how much the Rolen was, and it was either $2 or $3. It was ridiculously cheap. They were just trying to get rid of a bunch of slabs, and I grabbed it. Not necessarily trying to quote-unquote invest, but just as one of my favorite players and a rookie of my favorite player, $3, I'll do it all day. So, Rolen joins Fred McGriff, who was elected by the Veterans Committee. And I got this baseball signed in person at the 2019 National. And I was pretty happy I got this without having to pay the Hall of Fame price. It was definitely very reasonable. Keeping with Cardinals and Cubs, I'm going to start off with some Cardinals. My son and I were able to meet former relief pitcher and Cardinals broadcaster Al Rabowski, and I was finally able to get him to sign this picture of him and my son when my son was 6 months old. And I thought it was pretty cool that he inscribed it the Mad Hungarian on the picture. So Al was really, really nice with my son then and now, and was asking how old he is now, and asked if he played baseball, and they had a pretty nice conversation. So it's a pretty cool memory. In late summer, this last summer, I was able to meet a couple more Cardinals and Cubs, and was able to get this autograph of Jason Mott on his Allen and Genser rookie. Mott was on the mound when for the final out of the Cardinals' 2011 World Series over the Texas Rangers. Mott told me in the celebration of the final out, he ended up breaking his finger when Molina took him down for the celebration, and so that was kind of funny. And along with that, I got to meet one of my childhood idols, Rick Ankiel. And my favorite Ankiel card I got signed, the Fleer Tradition. He was one of the first prospects I ever followed, and was pretty devastated when his pitching career came to an end. He's got a fantastic story of how he came back as an outfielder, and I was still a fan, but him as a pitcher, I was in eighth grade going into ninth, and just really followed his career. I was left-handed, he was left-handed, and I just kind of wanted to grow up to be Rick Ankiel. But turned out I kind of did, because my fastball was as I had as much control as he ended up having. But I was pretty devastated when his career was over, and I remember being in high school. I'll show the card while I'm telling the story. High school English, listening to a lesson on Shakespeare, and thinking how unfair the world was because I had to listen to Shakespeare when the Cardinals were playing Game 1 of the NLDS against the Braves and Greg Maddux. And I didn't get to watch. So, next, at the same event, I was able to meet Corey Patterson. And Patterson is a guy that most have probably forgotten, but I grabbed this one too. But my first game I ever went to at Wrigley was with my dad, and we had bleacher seats. And I think I was a junior in high school. It was like April, and Patterson was playing center field. And he threw a ball into the stands, and my dad caught it. So it was an awesome souvenir. So Corey Patterson is someone that I will always remember fondly. So even though he's more of a common, I'm still pretty thrilled that I was able to get his autograph. And the last card I will show is the latest card that I have added to my 1957 Topps Football graded set. And it is Paul Tank Younger. This was a tough card to acquire. It doesn't come to auction very often, or at least it hasn't the last 4 years. And the buy it nows, there's not very many of them, and they are ridiculously high priced. He was nicknamed Tank in college for the way he would plow over would-be tacklers. He was part of the Rams' bull elephant backfield along with Deegan Towler and Dick Horner. And he was the first black player to play in an NFL All-Star game, and later became the league's first black assistant GM with the Chargers. So I was very, very happy to add this card. This brings my magic number to completing this set down to 13. So I'm slowly still just chipping away and inching closer to the finish line. But thank you for watching, and enjoy your collection.